Hello,
Hi!
welcome back to my vlog. So today is the last day of my family. We'll be in Moscow. So I have my big sister here. This is also called Alia,
Hi, I'm Alia.
and so I want her to like wrap up her experience here, from day one, and then like maybe she could give like some tips in tourist perspective, because I live here, so for me everything is quite easy. So as for tourists, what do you think that they should prepare beforehand, what they should think and stuff?
Okay, the thing that I like with Moscow is the punctuality. For example, like their metro station. The train come and back within 1 minute. It's very fast, so easy for us to commute from point A to point B. But my advice for family user, I don't recommend for the family who has baby with stroller to commute with metro, because it's very hassle. Yes, you can commute with metro, but it's really hassle, So I would suggest either you take metro bus or like hop on hop off bus.
Actually, like the Russians here, is not something that hard for them to carry with the stroller to the metro station, but for like tourist point of view, it's hard for them, because like the Russian, they already used to it. But maybe for the tourists, like we are not used to it, especially for Malaysians. We always travel with cars. We have our own cars. Here in Russia, they love to use public transportation,
And they walk very fast,
Yeah.
Like I say, you can bring stroller if it's a lightweight stroller. For example, and the good thing is that yes, they don't have a leaf or something, but they do have this kind of, I don't know what they call it, like
A slide.
A slide. So whenever you bring your bicycle, usually what I saw is that whenever they bring luggage or bicycle or stroller, they will use that to help them to carry the stroller down or up. But like I said, for those like here, maybe it's normal for them, but for us, it's really hassle.
But in case if you really need to bring a stroller, most probably you need to order a taxi. That's the easiest way. Order a taxi. It's gonna cost you a little more, but yeah, that's the only way.
The next thing that I really like about Moscow is the people, Yes, some of the people tend to be very, very rude when you talk with them. But
Wow.
yeah,
This is the first time I heard people say they love
No.
people.
What I mean by I love Moscow people is that, when you ride a metro train, if they see like someone hold a baby or a toddler, they will immediately get up and give us some space to sit. Yes, we do practice this at
I mean, like
our
all
country.
over the world, but
Yes, but this one's like very prompt.
yeah.
One thing that I like is that very prompt. When they see,
This is a common courtesy, but they
don't mind at all.
They
So
really
like-
really care about this kind of thing.
Not only
like,
for those like having baby or toddler, but for the elder as well.
elders as well.
When they see like any elder or any those people that carried baby, when we entered the door, when they see us, they immediately stand up.
yeah, true.
So we don't
That's
like you
true.
need to wait for
Yeah.
one station and suddenly no.
It's a common courtesy, but
very prompt. They are very prompt.
It's very different in Malaysia and in Russia. Like it's very hard to find this kind of people, this kind of attitude in Malaysia. To be honest, I'm sorry, I'm not, talking bad about Malaysia, but that's the truth. Here,
We did that. We do that kind of thing, but we don't really prompt like them.
prompt like that.
One thing that I like is that they give us some space, The only thing that I don't like is that these Russian people is very, very rude.
They're not rude, they're harsh.
Oh, yeah, okay lah.
They're
very harsh. When they talk to you like very, very. That's the thing that I don't like about Russian people. That's one thing. Second thing is that, oh my god, I forget. There's the two things that I don't really like about Russian people.
They don't smile.
the harsh one thing, they don't speak English that much. Most of the time they use their mother language, which is Russian. So sometimes it's very hard for you. According to my sister, they understand English, but sometimes they pretend to they don't understand English because they don't want to communicate with us in English.
Yeah. That's the thing that they always say that if you come to Russia, you need to know how to speak in Russian. But if you are a tourist, how could you learn Russian just to come to Russia? So yeah, it's going to be a little bit hard. And some of the restaurants also, they don't have menus in English.
But lucky for us, we have my sister here.
Yeah.
So most of the time, most of the communication, she will help us.
Yeah, so that's the one thing, the communication.
What else? Oh yes, another thing is that the weather. We are so lucky. It's supposedly summer, but then maybe we are so lucky. It's not that hot. You know, before I came here, we pack our clothes like very light wear. You know, like usually that we use in Malaysia. But here, when we reach here, it's like super cold.
Yeah.
It's sunny, but then because of the winds and maybe some, according to my sister, like raining. So when these two weather combine, it gives us some sort of like chilly weather. But overall, I really like because I enjoy. Because I never been any country during winter, but I really like this kind of weather. It's very chilly. You know,
it's supposed to be very hot because it's summer, but I don't know, like this whole month supposedly to be cloudy or rainy. So for me, I prefer it to be cloudy or rainy because we have elders and we have babies, so I feel like it's very hard to travel in a very hot weather. I'm talking about like hot,
like
hell
super hot. More when I asked her,
hell hot.
Same like Malaysia. She said like super hot
because it's dry. It's dry. Like Malaysia is like hot and humid, moist. This is like just dry hot. So it's very inconvenient for like the babies especially. So if it's chilly like this, windy, cloudy, yes. If it's raining, it's going to be a little hard to walk. But during your time here, we only have like cloudy days, right? Not really rainy like heavy rains. But it's okay. We still could, go travel to places.
Okay, for those who are planning to come to Moscow, and somehow they say like if you go to Moscow, you need to go to St. Pete. I suggest you to take more than 2 weeks. We were planning to go to St. Pete, but then we can't because not enough time because we have a lot of places that we need to go and we need to cover because Moscow is so big. There's a lot of places that you can go. St. Pete, maybe some other time. That's why I say if you want to go to Moscow and you heard that people say, oh yeah, when you go to Moscow you need to go St. Pete, I suggest you to take more than 2 weeks.
2 weeks
of leave.
Because like for my family, we have, like I told, I have elders and babies, so we can cover few places like one metro to another metro, place in one metro, another metro in one day. Cannot. Like one metro, the place in one metro itself is already big. For example, in Verdenachar, it's already so big, and I'm talking for my family. It's like we could only go for like one day, one places one day at a time. So if you are like youngsters, you are backpackers or anything, maybe you could cover 2 places in one day. But for us, like especially with the babies, we can only go one place for one day. So that's why even though the period of time for my families to stay in Russia, they came for 10 days, but we could only go to one day for one places.
Because Moscow, like I said, Moscow is very huge, very big. Compared when we went to London last year, we can cover like maybe more than 2 places in a day. Because from point A to point B is very near in London, but here the tourist attraction area from point A to point B is very far. Like sometimes the longest that we went to from one point A to point B is like almost 1 hour, just for one places
with
one
public
place
transportation.
with public transport.
Yeah.
That's what I said. We can't we don't expect this actually. So because we were thinking that okay, maybe it seems like London, so we can cover like one day two places, two or three places, but no.
Yeah. Hi. Alright. So what else do you like about Moscow? Your experience, your favorite place that I brought you here. Your favorite place that you really like.
My favorite place, of course, Kremlin, and then other oh yes, what they call it, the science nuclear area,
Osvarium.
not most
Wedenkha.
Wedenkha Park. Really nice, super nice. Like oh, and yes, another thing that I really like about Moscow is that, you know, I relax when we not only we walk or travel. Whenever I see like construction building, they don't, you know, they will cover the building with something. So when you see from afar,
Like canvas.
it's like canvas. Yes, when you see from afar, it's like I was like, oh, there's a building there. But when you reach near to that building, it's actually, oh, it's under construction.
Yeah,
It's
a
very
canvas.
nice. So that's how they covered it.
Yeah, so the under construction building is not like a sore to the eyes.
Serious.
Yeah, so
Very nice. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, it's very.
And Moscow is very clean.
Yes, very, very, very clean. I respect that. Moscow, it's very, very clean. You know, every time and every day, every night when we coming back from our trip, we will see like they will clean the road.
Yeah.
Not they first they will sweep, and then they will like splash spray
with
waters.
Yeah, it's
So
very
very
clean.
super clean.
And
Trust me.
during spring, they love to decorate their city with flowers, so you can see flowers everywhere. It's really nice.
It's really nice, yes. Overall, I can say that I really enjoy staying in Moscow. So I wish I have more times, but it's okay. 10 days is more than enough.
You wish to come again?
I
Aye.
Nose.
Nose. Okay.
If there's, for example, if there's a will, we would like to come again. Maybe we visit St. Pete. And then, oh yes, one thing about Moscow, the cost of living is same like Malaysia. So it
Like
means
Kuala Lumpur.
the Kuala Lumpur, the food, the groceries is almost the same. So basically,
If you survive in KL, you can survive
in
in
Moscow.
Yeah.
If you convert if you convert rubles to Malaysia, it's almost the same. So no wonder my sister, she can survive for 500 ringgit for how many weeks? 1 month?
1 month.
1 month. 500 ringgit
For 1 month.
for 1 month. Because it's almost the same like Malaysia.
Yep.
It's hard for us to find a halal food here. Bear in mind that whenever you come to Moscow, don't expect that you will easy to find halal food like you find halal food in London. London is super easy.
Yeah.
But here it's very difficult.
There's only specific metro that you could find the
And
highest
specific area.
population of Muslims. So that's why you can find easy halal restaurant there.
My parents, especially my dad, he's very particular about this kind of thing. So that's why whenever I never cook. Whenever I travel, I never cook. But here we have to cook because my father, he's very particular. So if you ask me, I would say like we're in a foreign country, so we have to follow their culture. So you can eat McDonald's, for example, fish or something like that. But mine,
because like what we always do, like
you to have adapt with the culture.
with the
Even
Muslims students here, like we don't mind eating like non-halal restaurant. For example, like McDonald's, but we still could buy the fish burger.
But my dad,
Must be
whenever we say,
halal.
you can eat fish burger, but
No,
but
must be
then
halal.
because you
So
said
it's very-
they cook with why? Is it the same oil? Or
Yeah, so
something
it's
that?
like it's a little bit hard. So it really depends.
Yeah,
on
it's very hard to find halal food here in
Yeah.
Moscow.
It really
so
depends
basically,
on
you have to cook on your own. Hi, we change room because
Too many people.
Too many people. Okay.
Total costing.
Total costing. Alright. For the flight tickets, you can get actually. You have to plan early because if you want to get a cheaper flight tickets, you can get about 2,500 for Emirates or Etihad. But then when we bought the tickets during Mata Fair, we don't get that price because according to Ira, it's a
traveling
season.
Yeah.
That's why it's very expensive. So we only managed to get the Oman Air. We fly with Oman Air and it costs about 2,008 because Etihad and Emirates it costs about 3,000 plus.
I always fly with Emirates and we could get price from 2,300 to 2,500.
I know because I'm the one who bought the ticket for her.
This is Emirates, okay?
Emirates.
Okay.
Alright. And then okay, for one thing that you need to bear in mind is that coming to Russia it requires visa, and visa for you to apply visa you have to get invitation letter. So it means you cannot simply come here without invitation letter. So for you to do that, you have to appoint an agent to do it for you. That's why the cost for visa per person is super expensive. We pay 720 ringgit for one visa. It's super expensive to do the visa. It's like that will be an additional cost for you that you have to pay. But the for you to get an accommodation, for example, like if you come, you are planning to find a place to stay, I suggest you to book through Airbnb because you can find like this home that we stayed. They have 2 bedroom, 1 master bedroom, 1 medium bedroom, and in the medium bedroom, they have like queen bed and 1 sofa bed, like queen size as well. And we have like small kitchen, 2 bathroom. It only costs us about 180 ringgit something per night. Yeah, super expensive. Super cheaper. So for those, even for the hotels itself, I think about 200 plus also you can get. Yeah. So you don't mind. The only thing that very expensive is the visa. And the flight ticket.
And if you come here more than 7 working days, you need to have wait, what do you call that? Not invitation, not registration. You need to have registration because my family, even though they come for 10 days, but they have 2 weekends, so 10 days minus Saturday, Sunday, so they only stay here for 6 working days, so they don't need registration. But if you stay more than 7 working days, you need to find someone to do for you a registration, because if, like, let's say the police stop you and they ask for your registration because they saw your flight ticket is more than 7 working days, you're gonna have problem with that. So bear in mind.
That will be an additional cost for you.
Yeah. Additional cost for that. So invitation letter and visa, flight ticket, registration if you stay more than 7 days. And the cost, like expenses, like your total, like how much your budget for 10 days here, like expenses.
Usually, since my husband, he is the type of person that he doesn't mind if we we
Eat outside.
eat outside. Yes, that's why the first thing that he will ask me is that, Alia, okay, budget me, do the budget for one day, how much that we can maximum that we can spend for makan. So here I for 1, 2, 3, for 3 person, 3 adults and 2 kids, we estimate like 200 ringgit per day.
For eat only.
For eat only, 200 ringgit per day, and it's more than enough.
It's more than
because
enough.
whenever I calculate, it's within our budget. You know, sometimes you buy here, you buy there, you buy here, buy there, but within that one day, actually, I only spend about 300 ringgit per day.
Yeah.
That's include not only makan, those things that we buy, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. So basically, that's what I say. Here makan is very cheap.
Yeah.
Buying groceries also is very cheap, but their Starbucks is like more than extra 10 ringgit. You know, whenever the same drinks that I always drink, chocolate cream cheese, back in Malaysia so only costs us about 18 ringgit plus, but here is 28 ringgit
For venti.
for venti.
Yeah. It's quite costly.
Costing, that one is very costly. Coffee, I'm not so sure. I think coffee here very costly. I'm not so sure about that. And then here people like what my sister said, they commute with public transport. Like you can see whenever you commute with metro, you see like a lot of people. That's why, and they walk very very fast. You know, I cannot. You know, not only my father back in Malaysia, he walks very fast, but here he said he cannot how to say compete with them because they walk very very fast. Same goes to the elderly, right?
Yeah,
very
yeah.
fast. I think
I guess that's all the
I think that's all.
important things. So
But
if you have questions,
We all of us enjoy Moscow.
Yeah.
So please come and visit Moscow. You have a lot of places that you can go in Moscow. Okay?
I guess that's all the main things. I feel like if you have any questions, you can
Comment
comment.
below.
You can DM me like anything that you want to know about Moscow. So
Oh, by the way, I just want to say congratulations to my sister for graduating. Dr. Alia, Dr. Alia.
it's so surreal. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye.